Friday afternoon, Hurricane Irma is on a deadly rampage through the Caribbean, and now she's setting her sights on Florida. Everyone there being told to get out. Officials warning that even if you've been through a hurricane before, you haven't been through one like this. We have hurricane team coverage. KBOI2's Abigail Taylor shows us what's being done for hurricane victims. But first, Chief Meteorologist Roland Sedum is here to show us the latest hurricane track.
Brent, it's important to emphasize it's not the entire peninsula of Florida that's being asked to evacuate. It's residents who live in storm surge flood prone areas. In other words, if you live on the beach anywhere in the state of Florida, you need to get out. But you need to stay if you live inland. You don't want to have this massive evacuation of 21 million people leaving the state. It's impossible to do that. So here's the satellite imagery, and what we're seeing is extremely impressive. Still a very powerful major hurricane, and it is approaching the northern coast right now of Cuba. It is expected to continue in a general westerly direction and then commence a turn up toward the north. And where that turn occurs will determine if the east side of the state or the west side of the state gets hit the hardest. Regardless, the entire state is going to be impacted by this hurricane. Hurricane force winds extend outward about 85 miles from the actual center of the hurricane, so the hurricane force winds themselves are just now starting to impact northeastern Cuba. The entire hurricane does not generate hurricane force winds. It's the actual core of the hurricane associated right here. It's this section, not this section down here, but that's what generates the hurricane force winds, 155 miles per hour. Look at that, expected to re-intensify to Category 5 status as it goes over the Keys and then right up the spine of the peninsula, where it will weaken rapidly as it approaches northern Florida and then dissipate eventually over the southeastern United States. For more on the preparations, here's Kenneth Craig from Miami.
Dozens of Irma evacuees lined up for shelter at this high school in Doral, Florida. It's the second shelter the Perez family has tried to get into, and 12-year-old Gabriella's first hurricane.
I'm scared for most of my friends because most of them are staying in their houses. And I keep telling them, you should come into a shelter because it's safer there.
The state's governor ordered all schools closed so they can be used as shelters and recovery staging areas. The lines to get in are growing.
This is a catastrophic storm that this state has never seen before.
The Keys will feel Irma first with a storm surge that could overwhelm the island chain.
Took everything we could that we didn't want to lose, and we're getting out.
All gas stations in the Keys are now closed, and the race is on to keep fuel flowing to south and central parts of the state. Here in Miami-Dade County alone, more than 650,000 people have been ordered to leave, the largest evacuation ever attempted in the county. This is what's coming. Early Friday, Irma slammed Turks and Caicos with 20-foot waves. Miami resident Jay Gomez was going to go.
I thought I might be more useful here and just help out as many people as I can.
Joe Logan is also staying, but not taking any chances with his boat.
During Andrew, when the surge came in, the boats went so high they later came down and impaled themselves on the pilings.
Lines are growing for last-minute supplies, and traffic is slow moving to points north. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, Miami.
Now, check this out. This is a satellite photo from NASA showing not one, but 3 hurricanes. Now in the middle, the big one, that's Irma. On the left in the Gulf of Mexico, that's Katia. It's approaching Mexico. And on the right is Jose, still in the Atlantic, but nearing the Leeward Islands.